Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Snapshot 20w09a. This week we got a couple new blocks, so let's take a look. So, first new block is the target block. This is a long anticipated block that Mojang first hinted at way back in the Minecon 2019 era, I guess, is what 2019 video? They teased it. And now it's here. So that's fantastic. The way you do the crafting of this target block is simply put in a hay bale and then 4 redstone dust, and that gets you 1 target block. Now, the target block, obviously, is a target that you shoot things at. So, for instance, if I have a bow, I'll try to shoot this on the side of the block. And basically, the way the target block works is the closer you get to the center, the higher the redstone signal strength that the block puts out will be. So if I put this on the side there, only a signal strength of 1. If I get closer to the middle, like that, signal strength of maybe 8 or so, I would say. And then if I hit the very center, like that, wait, that was not the very center, hang on. That was also not the very center, getting close. Getting close, that was almost it. Gotta hit right in the middle. Come on now. There it is, bullseye. So if you hit the bullseye, you get a signal strength of 15. You also get an advancement called bullseye right there. Yeah, hit the bullseye of the target block with an arrow. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And so yeah, depending on if you hit it close or not close to the middle of the block, then yeah, this will give out a signal strength. Now it's also worth noting that you can shoot the block from any side. So you can see on the top it works, on the back side it works, on this other side over here it works as well. So that's pretty cool. So a couple other things about the target block. Number one, you don't have to use a bow. So I'm using a bow here, but you can also use things like a crossbow. Crossbow works. You can use snowballs. So if you hit the target with the snowball, that works. You can use tridents. Tridents work on the target block. You can even use things like potions. So any projectile will work. So yeah, pretty interesting thing there. So it's worth noting a couple other things about the target block. Number one is that you can indeed take a redstone signal out of it. So right here, if I hit the target block, you can see the repeaters will pull a signal out of the target block once it's hit. And also, if you have a dispenser, you can, yeah, have the dispenser activate the target block by shooting arrows, or probably even snowballs would work here. Let's just see. Yep, snowballs work too. Cool. So yeah, that is the target block, but that's not the only new block this week. We also have another new block. And actually, it's not really a new block. It's more like a comeback block. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at that. All right, the other new block this week is Crying Obsidian. So those of you guys who have played Minecraft for a while know that Crying Obsidian was in the game initially in like the early beta stage of the game, and then it was removed, but now it's back, and it has this really cool purple texture. You can see it actually cries purple energy. So there's like purple energy sort of dripping down from the block right there. You can see it sort of spawns in, and then it will slowly drip down below. I actually put these cauldrons here because I thought maybe the cauldrons could catch the purple energy in some way, but it does not seem to be the case, at least not yet. And yeah, I say not yet because one of the developers, King B-Dogs, who actually created the Crying Obsidian block, has hinted that there is going to be a use for this block in the near future. So yeah, definitely looking forward to that. And as far as how you obtain this block, we're going to take a look at that right now. So the way you get Crying Obsidian is by bartering with the Piglins. So I'm just going to go ahead and spam a bunch of gold here down on these Piglins. And they should give us a couple of things, including some new things, which are new in this snapshot. So this potion of fire resistance, for instance, yeah, we just got that from them. And there we go, Crying Obsidian. They just threw some to us. So yeah, you get a whole bunch of stuff, including potions now from these guys, as well as Crying Obsidian. So that's how you obtain Crying Obsidian in the game currently. Alright guys, so after a little bit of trading with the Hoglins, we got the following resources here. So you can see they've changed the weights on a lot of materials. So we got, Crying Obsidian in large numbers, we got Shroom Lights in large numbers now, and we got a lot more quartz than we otherwise would. So quartz was ultra rare before, but now it's a little bit more common. So bartering for quartz is a little bit more worth it, I would say. And then, of course, you get the other things like potions of fire resistance. Those are now a thing you can get. And also netherite hose, which is kind of an interesting thing. So, yeah, those are the changes to the Piglin bartering system. Piglins are now attracted to more items that are simply made of gold. So for instance, like this clock here is made of gold, this bell has sort of a gold texture, and this light-weighted pressure plate also has some gold in it. So yeah, they're now attracted to that, and basically they will take those items and store them. They won't give you anything for them, but yeah, they do keep them in their inventory so that if you slayed these guys, you'd actually get those items back. So yeah, that is another interesting thing about the Piglin, which has changed this snapshot. Another interesting change this week is that weeping vines can now be climbed. So if I step on over here, press spacebar, you can see I can climb the weeping vines just like a regular vine now. And then I can come on down just by releasing the spacebar like so. So there you have it. Weeping vines can now be climbed. There's a new way to harvest nether wart and warped warp blocks quickly now. So you can still, of course, use your hand to just mine these manually like this. But now you can actually use hoes to mine these things quicker. So if I use the netherite hoe here on this nether wart block, you can see it mines the nether wart block much quicker than just simply using your hand. So yeah, hoes are now the preferred tool to mine both these nether wart blocks and the blue nether wart blocks, or the warped wart block as it's so called. One change this week is that entities can now be pushed by flowing lava. So if I go ahead and toss in, let's say, this netherite chest piece here, you'll see that it actually floats on the lava and gets pushed down by the lava, whereas before that was not the case. And then we have the netherite hoe, of course, that gets pushed down by the lava. If I jump in, not pressing the keyboard now, I also get pushed by the lava itself, and this also works, of course, for mobs. If we just hit this guy with the potion of fire resistance, you can see he slowly but surely is pushed by the lava down to the end there. So yeah, that is an interesting change. Lava now pushes all entities. In order to grow a huge fungi like these, you now have to place down the proper type of fungus mushroom onto the proper type of nilium. So if I place a crimson fungus onto the crimson nilium, I can then grow it up into a large mushroom, or a large fungi. But if I do the same now with warped fungus, you'll see that I can't even bone meal it. But if I had, let's say, some warped nilium, like let's say right here, put the crimson down, can't grow it because it's not the right type. But if I put down the warped fungus, you'll see I can grow the big warped fungi. So yeah, you have to make sure now that the nilium is the right type with the right type of fungus as well. And also, the names of these have changed. It was crimson fungi, but now it's crimson fungus, and same thing with the warped fungus. And you can also now place these into flower pots. So if I put the crimson fungus in there, it looks like that. Warped fungus in that one, it looks like that. So there you go. Some new options with regards to flower pots. Zombie pigmen have now changed a little bit in this snapshot. And for one, they are now called zombified piglins. And you'll see they've actually changed appearance a little bit. They now have one ear that sort of flaps around a little bit, and their face has changed a little bit as well. So yeah, zombie pigmen have changed ever so slightly. I believe, though, if I go into survival game mode like this, I think that they will still attack in groups. Yep, and they still all come after you. So the behavior is still the same. It's just their appearance, and yeah, their face in particular is a little bit different now. Another great change in this week's snapshot is that the biome fog color will now smoothly change from one biome to another. So you can see here, as I go into and out of this warped forest biome, the background fog changes smoothly from a purple to a cyan here between the Soul Sand Valley and the warped forest. So very good to see that fixed right there. You may have noticed for some time now, death messages didn't correctly identify which block the player fell from when it used to, but now you'll see that is no longer the case. It now will correctly identify where you fell from. So if you fall off like a ladder or a vine, it will actually say in the chat what you fell off of. Skeleton horses can now be leashed, and you can attach them to a fence just like any other horse. And I just wanted to see, I wonder if this also includes the ability to leash them underwater, and it looks like yes. So you can actually leash your skeleton horses even underwater. Nice. Baby hoglins and baby piglins will now play together. So you can see here, if one of these guys gets close enough, I believe, yeah, right there, you can see the baby piglin actually rides the baby hoglin, which is kind of cool. So yeah, You can see this guy's riding right here, so that's really neat. So, yeah, nice little detail they added there. Another great bug fix is that the recipe for warped signs as well as crimson signs has now been added. So, yeah, just the standard recipe you would expect, a stick and the appropriate type of planks. But, yeah, good thing to see in the game nonetheless. And, of course, there were a bunch of other bug fixes that were made this week, so definitely check those out if you're interested in the changelog below. So, for now, that'll be it for me today. Thank you very much for watching. This has been Cub. Goodbye.